God Gib. God Gib I wanted to get done today because today is off day. And God Gib is actually a very important Egyptian god of the off. And I will talk about that later on. But right now, here are his hieroglyphics, his titles, and alternative spellings and names.
Can you hear the heartbeat of the earth? Can you hear the heartbeat of the earth? The rhythm comes and the rhythm goes, the river ebbs and the river flows. Can you hear the heartbeat of the earth?
Hear the heartbeats of the earth. Can you hear the heartbeats of the earth? The rhythm comes and the rhythm goes, the river ebbs and the river flows. Can you hear the heartbeats of the earth? Can you hear a whisper on the wind? Can you hear a whisper on the wind? The voice that says, come with me, and I'll set you forever free. Can you hear a whisper on the wind? Can you hear a whisper on the wind? Can you hear a whisper on the wind?
God Gib. Now today we're doing Gib because he has associations with Orth. First of all, before I start on my tangent of what his story, he is god of creation, crops, fertility, Nubians. And that said, he is very important in Egyptian, because he is best known with the god Nut. And a lot of these photos here are of him and his wife Nut. He had a son, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I had to look, named Shu, S-H-U, which God Gib and his wife Nut loved each other so much that for some reason his son Shu tore them apart. They could not be together mainly because Nut is the sky and Gib is Earth. So if you think about it, everyone says Mother Earth. Okay, now Gib is practically Father Earth if you think about it. He is also his son. The reason they separated them, he keeps them separated because they love each other so much they want to come together. But that would not work out, would it? But the only time they can see each other, it's a very sad story. They get to see each other once a day, when sometimes, not every day, but sometimes you can see the moon and the sun out at the same time. That's when they're able to touch each other, and that's why and not in that way, but that's why you can always, in the pictures you always see Gib underneath her, touching her feet and hands, and then his son Shu stepping in between them. So Shu actually has kind of an important role, but he's not a what I would say a major god. More of like a separator. But his sacred animals is the goose. And in a lot of the pictures you will see him walking around with a goose on his head. In some pictures of Egyptian. That's because it's very sacred to him. And he always has the board on his head. Not much more I can say there. And his sacred color is green, of course, for Orth. And as you saw back in the symbols, he has the the zodiac Orth symbol, which is a circle with a cross in the middle. I could not find any secret stones of his. He is self-created. Him and Nut were the first Egyptian gods. Now, you may say Ra. I would say Gib, Nut, and Ra were the first, per se, major Egyptian gods created. Because of Gib being related to Ra as a brother. You know, yeah, that's his brother. They both self-created each other. Ra actually overpowered Gib for the sun god. And it's just a big story there. I don't know the full story, so I will not go into details. Like I said, he was husband of Nut, the sky goddess. Which it's sad that the never two can meet, but they love each other dearly, like I said. Now, he had children. He had 6 children, which were a lot of them are the major gods. About everyone is a major pantheon god. The first one is Seth, which, you know, Seth being god of darkness mainly, and a very misunderstood god. And then he had a daughter named Nephthys, which is Isis's sister. Nephthys, as I said before, was the birth mother of Anubis. And then he had Osiris. Now, Osiris is the god of god of reincarnation. A very important god. And then he had Isis, which is the sister of Nephthys. And then he had Shu, which is the one that stands between him and Nut. And then he had Tefnut, T-E-F-N-U-T. Now, I know, don't make fun of the name of the god, because you don't want to make God mad and make fun of the name. Which I know there's many angel jokes we could say about that name, but we're not going to. And another very important factor is that he was chief of the gods. More like how Zeus in Greek mythology was king of the gods. He is chief of the gods, which basically is the same thing. He actually has overlook of the gods, but isn't quite number 1. I would say he's a number 2 god in the line, Ra being the absolute king of them all. Alright. And that's about it today, and I hope you had a happy Earth Day, and may the gods and goddesses bless you all. Bye.